I'll never forget coming home to empty pill bottles, strap hanging from the garage rafters, and a chair tipped underneath. And then the voicemail, telling me that the love of my life was in the emergency room after attempting to take her life. In that moment, there was no confusion and no doubt. I knew immediately that my addiction and I were to blame. My name is David, and I'm an addict. It's a fatal disease, and statistically, I'm not supposed to be here. I can still hear her voice. Why do you keep lying to me? If you love me, you'd stop. I finally owned up and admitted it out loud. I have a drug problem, but I swear to you, on my life, I'll never do it again, because I love you too much. 1 week later, wounds still around her neck, we got engaged. 3 weeks after that, I put the pipe back up to my lips. That's what addiction does. Turns you into a liar. Causes pain. It's the only disease that convinces us in our own voice that we don't have a disease. It even convinces us it's not fatal. The reality is you eat it, go to prison, or die. The National Institute on Drug Abuse explains that I didn't know that trauma during developmental years shapes the prefrontal cortex, part of the brain responsible for judgment, impulse control, and our ability to say no. Substances deepen that damage. So let me take you back to childhood. When I was 11, my parents' divorce, and mom's addiction tore my world apart. I watched drugs take everything from her. And during that time, my dad became my best friend, my rock, my hero. And when I was 15, I watched an infection reduce my 6'5", timber falling, mountain father, to skin and bones. He couldn't roll over in bed, he couldn't speak, he couldn't swallow. I'll never forget the look in his eyes every time I left the hospital, both of us knowing he wouldn't be there to watch me graduate, get married, or have children. What do you say when watching your hero die slowly right in front of you? At 15, I had no idea life can be so cruel. Quicker job. Life can be so cruel.
I have a clicker, David. Or Jeff.
It's not that. I don't know what's going on. Try it now, David. Working?
That's when drugs and alcohol entered. I didn't get high because I wanted to throw my life away. It was the only thing that made the pain stop. After Dad died, I got a dog, moved back into our home, desperately clinging to his memory. A few months later, a neighbor shot the dog. Then my uncle was killed in a motorcycle accident, and my stepbrother overdosed and died. One night, I put my fist through almost every window in the house and held a gun in my head, begging God for a new direction. My trajectory was death and destruction. So I joined the U.S. Air Force, left drugs behind, and became air traffic control. 21-year-old broken me, preserving thousands of lives a day during war. Terrifying, right? After my service ended, I returned home and picked up right where I left off. Hadn't healed the trauma, certainly hadn't beaten the addiction. But now I brought my love, Lauren, into it. Somehow we built a life together, got married, and had 2 beautiful children. And still, couldn't stop. You're a tweaker. I hate you. For years, my family lived inside the cycle of my addiction. I would get high, miss holidays, weddings, moments we could never get back. Moments we could never get back. Then, make promises, apologize, stay sober for a little while, and do it all over again. Lauren didn't stay because she was weak. She stayed because she was willing to fight for her family, and she was strong enough to build a business from the ground up so that she could support the kids without me, should I refuse to change. We even made an agreement. One more relapse. You take the kids, and I'll go my own way. After hundreds of failed attempts, doctors, therapists, meetings, and one life-changing ultimatum, get help, or me and kids are gone, I finally accepted one hard truth. I could not do this on my own. I immediately thrived in treatment. I had support, structure, accountability, and most importantly, hope for a few weeks until COVID shut the world down. But now I had what I needed. Now I had a target. Now I knew what trauma and addiction had done to my brain, and I knew that it could be healed with diet and exercise. So I became obsessed with health and wellness. Running became the foundation of my recovery. I waited for the hottest heat, the wettest rain, and the coldest snow to do my training. 50, 60, 70 miles a week, I ran. With every step forward, my brain healed a little bit more. First I targeted 50K, then 50 miles. Somewhere in all that running and learning, I found hope and a new identity, and I started listening to God. One night during the meditation, I heard the words, "Your path is in healing. Heal first." Scribbled it in my journal, like a little kid wrote it. Completely forgot about it, because at 90 days sober, after hundreds of failed attempts over decades, it literally made me laugh out loud. But over that next year, I stumbled into a psychology course, and found a passion that led me back to school to study addiction and recovery. Today, I've completed my degree in substance use disorder counseling, and I'm working towards a master's in social work so that I can give back what was so kindly given to me. My wife, a now successful yoga studio owner, would tell you that despite all the pain, she wouldn't change a thing, because neither of us would be on our current path if not for the struggle. Throughout the Bible, we see the same thing: God using broken people. Pastor Joey Martin says, "The level at which a man is useful to God is directly related to the pain he can endure." I believe this is true. And Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8 says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, 'Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?' And I said, 'Here am I, Lord, send me.'" One of the many lessons learned is that the mind, like a muscle, can be trained, strengthened, and can heal. I believe that nobody, no matter the illness, no matter the trauma, is purely broken. We can all fight back. But the greatest takeaway wasn't found on a trail, in a classroom, or even in treatment. The habits and the resilience I developed while learning to run now carry me through life. And today I watch those very same habits shape my children. In a few generations, my name will be forgotten. But the habits we model, the values we pass on, and the impact we have on those around us, that is our legacy. Before I close, I want to thank my mother. She's been clean for 29 years. She showed me it was possible, and she always showed unconditional love. And my wife, Lauren, would you please stand for a moment? Even after years of deception, you chose to fight for our family, and I would not be standing here if it was not for you. Thank you for letting me tell our story, and I love you. My call to action is this: turn your struggle into your strength, and then use it to help somebody else. And with that, I thank you.